Smackdown Vs Raw, the most well-known series of wrestling games currently on the market, well known for great multiplayer and the most in-depth character creation of any game series. Most regard either this or the Fire Pro series as the best wrestling games of all time, but does the Smackdown vs Raw series live up to the hype? With the Smackdown vs Raw series being finished and the WWE repackaging the system for a new line of games, it is time to find out just how good they are by reviewing each Smackdown vs Raw game in order. It's time for the Smackdown vs Raw Retrospective. Let us start with the roster since it's an important part of any wrestling game. It's got a good mix of superstars and up-and-comers. Of the roster we have A-Train, Batista, Big Show, Booker T, Bubba Ray Dudley, Charlie Haas, Chavo Guerrero, the late Chris Benoit, Chris Jericho, Christian, Chuck Palumbo, Devon Dudley, the late Eddie Guerrero, Edge, the late Garrison Cade, Hardcore Holly, John Bradshaw Layfield, John Cena, Kane, Kurt Angle, Mark Jindrak, Matt Hardy, Molly Holly, Randy Orton, Rene Dupree, Rey Mysterio, Rhino, Ric Flair, Rico, Rob Van Dam, Sable, Scotty 2 Hotty, Shawn Michaels, Shelton Benjamin, Stacy Keibler, Tajiri, Tori Wilson, Triple H, Trish Stratus, The Undertaker, and Victoria. For Legends, the wrestlers you have to unlock, we have Andre the Giant, Animal, Bret Hart, Brutus Beefcake, Hawk, Jimmy Snuka, Legend Undertaker, Mankind, Masked Kane, The Rock, and Rowdy Roddy Piper. Once again, it's time for the meat and potatoes of the game, the gameplay. You have two main game types, Exhibition and Season. In Exhibition, you set up your own matches. That includes match type, such as a basic match, a ladder match, a last man standing match, and many others. You can also pick the individual rules for each match. In Season mode, you go through many storylines with one character while gaining stats and money. The goal of the matches is to defeat your opponent. Usually that means to pin them for 3 seconds or make them tap out to a submission hold, unless it's a special match, like how you need to grab the briefcase suspended above the ring in a ladder match, or make an opponent bleed in a first blood match. While in the match, you wear down your opponent's body parts by striking them, grappling them, or putting them in submission holds. By doing this, they get worn down and you gain momentum. Once your momentum bar fills, you get a finisher icon. You can have up to 3 of them at a time, and they allow you to perform one of your 2 finishers. A finisher is an ultra-powerful attack, useful for finishing the match. There is also a tactics bar. Before the match, you pick to either be a clean or a dirty wrestler. The clean wrestler is a face, aka good guy. He fills his tactic bar by kicking out of pins clean, doing diving moves, and following the rules. If he can get his tactics bar full, he can automatically reverse every attack thrown at him for about 20 seconds. The dirty wrestler is the heel, aka bad guy. They fill their tactics bar by breaking the rules. Dirty wrestlers will often rake the eyes, hit below the belt, and distract the referee so they can use a weapon behind his back. Once they get their tactics bar full, they can perform a super dirty move, where they low blow their opponent. The graphics looked alright for when it came out. It's a vast improvement over the Smackdown series that preceded it. The menus are clearly legible, the wrestlers look just how they do in real life, and you can always tell what's going on. It doesn't look beautiful, but it looks just fine. The sound in this game is average at best. The punches and slams sound alright, and the soundtrack itself, let's just say it doesn't appeal to me. It has a few tracks that play during the matches that fit perfectly, basically anything by Powerman 5000. Then there are the other ones that make you want to shove pins into your ears, basically anything by Breaking Benjamin. This is the only game in the Smackdown Vs Raw series that had music during the matches with bits of commentary thrown usually at the start of the match, and when someone does a major finisher such as the RKO or pedigree. The controls are pretty easy to learn. They're almost the same as the Smackdown series, with the major difference being a greater focus on reversing, as now instead of mashing the square button, you tap R2 or L2 depending on whether they are attempting to strike or grapple you. X strikes, circle grapples, square uses the environment, and triangle runs. When you are in position for a finisher, L1 will execute. There isn't a whole lot of creative freedom in making a wrestling game, and that's why for this series I'm dedicating this category to Create a Wrestler mode, or Create a Superstar as the game calls it. In Create a Wrestler mode, you can make your own wrestler's appearance. You are given many choices of hairstyle, individual pieces of clothing, most of which you can recolor, and are given the ability to morph each part of your face and body to be however you want it. In this game, however, almost anything you make will come out looking not nearly as good as the in-game characters. After you are done making your character, you can go into Create a Moveset mode, and pick every single move your wrestler uses. Here you go through a list of every position and pick what grapples and strikes you want for them, as well as your taunts. In this game, there wasn't a Create an Entrance mode, so instead you can just pick your theme, movements, and Titantron from the Create a Moveset menu. For the first game in the Smackdown vs Raw series, it is a very good one. You'll have a lot of fun going through season mode, trying to do all the challenges, and have a great time playing with friends. Seeing as you can buy this game for about $5 now, I'd say buy it. If you were to judge this game from the old Smackdown series, I'd say it's on par with Smackdown Shut Your Mouth, if not better.